Welcome, Wild Mamas. This is the Wild Was Mama warehouse. So you'll probably hear many warehouse noises. I'm Adriane, the owner, and I'm here with Erika from Boob Design. They're one of my favorite nursing brands of all time, and we have the special occasion of seeing Erika once a year, twice a year.
Twice a year. Yes.
She comes in with a suitcase full of like amazing goodies to order from for the next season. And it's always so much fun to see her. And there's so much about their products that we know and love, but there's also a lot about their products that we don't know and love. So for those of you who are curious about the brand and are maybe shopping online and thinking about how they make their fabrics or what makes them so special, I thought that this was the perfect occasion to just chat about some of these things. I will start.
Yeah.
I love function. It's something that everyone knows about me. The simpler a product is, the less hooks and complications it has, and the more it helps me get done in my life, like the more I love the product. So I'm a real brand advocate of Boob because they have tops like this. This is a really cute piece that's coming from the soon fall winter line, 2016. I mean, it's just a perfect, gorgeous top. It's made in organic cotton, which I love. So super soft, really plain. And it's just got a little panel right here that you lift up. And when you lift up and pull down, you can just nurse your baby. It's amazing to wear a baby carrier over it because when your sleeping baby wants to nurse in a carrier, you just pull up to feed them rather than having to like fumble with clips or open weird holes or passes and like work your boob out of some little wormhole. I love the full access to my boobs. In addition, it just looks great. It's really fitted. And when you're pregnant, you can even wear these pieces that have ruching along the side. These were my favorite, definitely for my second son. I sort of got into them with my first son, but this was like my whole wardrobe when I was pregnant with my second kid. So it has ruching along the side. It's totally soft. It's like the only thing you want to put on because it's so soft. It fits your belly like a dream. And then when you have your baby, it's a little bit longer, so you don't have to like worry about the postpartum stomach being a thing. It sort of just fits for a few months. And when you're ready to not be in maternity clothes anymore, you can graduate to one of the more nursing only styles. So that's really awesome. One thing that people ask a lot about when they're in our store, they see all of these boob products with these tags on them and stickers and things that have all this information about their great fabrics. It's either organic cotton or it's recycled polyamide or lyocell, and they know that it means something good, but I don't think they know exactly what it means. So, and I'm not sure that I do either exactly thoroughly.
Yes.
So I was just asking Erika what all these fabrics were, and she busted out this amazing green box that has samples of all the fabrics and how they're made. Yeah. So without further ado, can we open the box and talk about these fabrics? Okay, great.
Okay, so we do, first of all, like the top that Adriane is wearing is made in organic cotton. So I brought a little cotton pad to show. That's pretty much the basic ones that we do. Then we have the lyocell. If we can show maybe that top over there. This top is made in lyocell. And this is a fabric that is made out of wood pulp. Comes from sustainable grown eucalyptus forests. And they make it, here you can see, it's like, it starts off like that, like a ship. Then it goes into the little pulps. And then in the end, you come out with a new fiber. And this fiber is then, twinned and made new garments out of. And the way that they do this is in a closed loop process, and the chemicals that's being used can be reused for the process, so you don't have to get new chemicals in all the time. And the same thing with the water. So it's because of the closed loop system, it's much better choice than, for example, cotton.
Right, or even I know that there's a little bit of a backlash towards like bamboo rayon and the processing of alternative fibers because they do require the use of so much chemicals or so many chemicals to actually process them into clothing. So this was one of the things that we were looking into recently and we're so amazed by because you want to invest in alternative sustainable fibers, but when it hurts the environment so much to produce them, you have to sort of play your pros and cons. So this is amazing. And I think that in the US we sometimes call this fabric lyocell, we call it Tencel. You may start to see it appearing on the market. It also feels really nice.
Yeah.
Super soft,
Yeah.
lightweight. It has a sleekness to it. It happens to be the perfect maternity nursing wear because it has like no irritation on your skin.
Yeah. Super soft.
Really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
This is
it's
an
a
awesome
very
little
good,
box.
really good box. And then we have started with something else, and that's actually to recycle polyamide, or we're not doing it ourselves, but our producers. So, for example, it can be old fishnets that they melt down and make into new fibers. And
this is fishnets from the sea. I
Yeah.
thought it was totally fishnet stockings.
yeah, no.
But I think that this is amazing. It's
Yeah.
so cool.
That's really cool, and out comes products that is new clothing, and also they could do bed linens and all sorts of stuff from old fishnets. So
And there's such a lack of recycled organic fabric in the maternity and nursing industry in general, just as a wholesaler, as a retailer looking to buy and invest in companies that we love what they're doing. It's really great to see that you guys are doing something so unique.
Yeah. Another way to also make recycled polyamide is from old carpets.
Whoa.
So they shave the carpets and get this fluff that they wash, and they are melting it down as well and making it into new threads and then into new garments. So that's another consumer waste that that you could use for making new clothes out of, really.
That's really amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a little creepy, and then it's also awesome.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I'm curious if you know, maybe you do, maybe you don't, about what the ethos is in terms of purchasing organic, sustainably produced maternity nursing wear. Like, does it vary by country?
It does vary by country.
Okay.
I think overall you see an increase in people's awareness, especially from the end consumer. A lot of the stores actually get questions from their customers today, and they call us and they ask, "Oh, so can you tell us a little bit more about this? Because we got this question, And so we see that increase in the interest of actually purchasing things that is better for you, and that's overall. But for example, one country that is really like in the forefront of this is Germany. The German customers are very aware of this. Scandinavian customers, like we're a Swedish company, so we have a lot of retailers and customers in Scandinavia, but the increase is there's an increase in the awareness there as well. But I think even here in the US you see it more and more. I think, like, for example, that you see a lot of organic food and organic makeup and body lotions and things like that coming up here. So I think that the next step will be into clothes.
Yeah.
And I think that the awareness is coming up more and more that you're wearing something against your skin, and if it's chemicals, then it's not going to be good for you. It's really becoming an increasing importance for people.
Absolutely.
Especially if you have babies as well. And I think you think more about the future, and you see life from a different perspective. So for a lot of mothers or
absolutely,
it's
very
important.
You're starting to see waste that you're creating in general in other ways, and I think it influences your choices and maybe your awareness overall.
Absolutely.
So Boob is a Swedish brand.
Yeah.
Is it a household name in Sweden?
It's like everyone speaks quite good English in Sweden, so people definitely know what the name means, but it doesn't have I don't know, sometimes people, they don't think of it the next step. They think of it sort of in Swedish, and they don't. Oh, it's like a name or something. If you say, "Oh no, but it's like the English word," they go, "Oh, okay, haha." I think it's really funny.
It must be one of the most popular brands in Sweden. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's where we're based. That's where we started. So, in terms of nursing, we're local.
Do you notice any major differences between U.S. and Swedish nursing fashion, or maternity nursing fashion? Are there any major differences, or is it pretty aligned?
It's pretty aligned these days. I think what's happening as well is that we live in a more global world, and you have a lot of the retails are now online, and you sell and you might ship across borders. So I think people are looking into similar things online as well, like in terms of like all the social media, like Instagram and so on. There's these famous bloggers, even some here in the US that are well known over in Europe as well, and the other way around.
Yeah.
So it becomes a bit more, I guess, streamlined. But yeah, it differs a little bit from city to city, and whether you live in a hot or a cold climate, I would say the fashion changes a bit, you know. So it's a bit about lifestyle as well.
And definitely focuses on like warmth for the winter and fall, which is nice, because we get cold winters here in New York.
Yeah.
And then my last question, which is going to put you on the spot a little bit, but I'm dying to know. So you don't have kids of your own,
No.
but you've been working for this company for a long time.
Yeah, 6 years now.
So do you get questions about that all the time?
Yeah, I do.
And what is your answer? It's the question I never ask anybody because it's so rude.
No,
but I'm doing it with you on camera.
You can do it with me.
Okay.
Actually, when I was employed 6 years ago, I asked them. I said, "Is it gonna be all right? Like, I don't have any kids of my own. Like, can I work for you still?" And they were like, "Yes, it's more about the person rather than actually, you know, that you had a baby, you know."
Yeah.
And you get to know it, even though I haven't, you know, experienced it myself, and I probably will one day. And I'm really looking forward to it now that I know so much about it. I feel like, you know, I'm a little bit ahead of my other friends, you know, in the sense that I, you know, really got to know what it's all about, you know, from the inside. But
I mean, I know when I look at these pieces, I think I have to have a baby so I can wear this.
Yeah.
Which I totally am not doing. I have scary nightmares that it happens, and I'm totally not doing it again. But sometimes when I see the clothes, I can understand why people get pregnant again.
Yeah.
And it's terrible, but
it's good. It should be, you know, why should you have to sacrifice fashion just because you're having a baby, you know?
Oh my God.
We live in a world where, you know, you don't become an old, you know, boring person because you have a child. You're still young and want to be fashionable, and I mean, you should be able to continue being yourself as well.
Wild is mama.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And I hope you guys love this brand as much as we do. It has a special place in our hearts, and we can't wait to show off the fall winter 2016 line when it comes in.
Yeah.